couldn't understand the Liam Walsh signing, says Marty. Still a huge risk, but from what's been shown of him so far, I love it. A good player, can see passes others can't, but most of all, of his attitude. Absolutely love it, and it's something which this Luton side have lacked for months. And for the first time on Why Hatters Walk this season, we are going to be talking about a win. Welcome to the most quickest and comprehensive review of all thing Luton Town on the internet. We're all smiles this week. Roll titles. Oh, that feels a lot better, doesn't it? Welcome back, Mark. Welcome back, Dan. Sam is starting university this week, so he's missing for this one. So hope your week goes well, Sam. And to any of you other young ones out there starting university, good luck. Let's jump straight into it, Mark. How does that feel?
Oh, feels so good, and it was deserved, and it was a battling win. We had to dig in the second half, and we knew Millwall were going to put us under pressure, but just buzzing from the win, and Kaminski keeps a clean sheet. I know people have plenty to say about him after Portsmouth, but he got the win at the end.
Absolutely, and Langstaff will be watching that back again and again and again. We'll come on to that in a minute. We're also going to be focusing on Walsh and the contribution that he has made so far. Dan, what impressed you the most from that game?
Winning. No, to be fair, we've known about Millwall, how they play and how they set up for a long time. We've had plenty of battles with them over the years, and they've become this tough, resilient, physical side, which isn't really our sort of makeup, if you like. So we had to pick a team and sort of adjust to suit them. And I was just really impressed with the fact we just didn't give in and started off quite well and controlled the game mostly, I thought. And we actually put a chance away as well. I think recycling chances as well. That's how the goal came about, because it was from a shot we missed. Yeah. And in those efforts just get cleared off. But this time we managed to make it count.
Yeah, some goal as well, Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah, and apparently Tedden's saying he does that in training every week. So whether that's true or not, but yeah, he, like the calmness he showed and just the placement of it. I was right behind the goal, and as soon as he hit it, that was going in. So I'll believe him. He does it every week in training. So now I'm going to expect it every game. Not.
All right, let's have a look at some other social media takes then, shall we, from the game. The biggest one of all was the love for Kaminski. You were right, Mark, that the Portsmouth game, when he was sent off and made some errors, made the error in being sent off, but I think it was you that said it. This man owes us nothing. He's got loads of stuff in the bank, and my goodness, yet again, was it his toenail? I mean, he didn't get much on that ball, but it was just enough, wasn't it, to send it to that left post?
Yeah, and even like the header in like the last kick of the game is. And I think I came on one of your earlier shows and said I wouldn't swap him for anyone in the Championship, and I'll stand by that.
Yeah. Dan, you've never said a bad word about Kaminski as well, but just what does he give you that other goalkeepers you've had in the past doesn't?
I think that confidence, he looks concentrated all the time, and he just has that confidence about him, which is 80% for me of a making of a footballer. 80% confidence, 20% ability, and you sort of know on a one-on-one, unless you're playing Premier League strikers who are going to put it away, you know that you just feel safer that he's going to stop the chance and direct it anywhere but the goal. So there's that.
Okay, let's look at some others that were said. Back to Liam Walsh. Owen says Liam Walsh looks a great bit of business. He plays the Barkley role. Dan, we've talked on this channel about missing someone in the role, someone putting the foot in, but also spraying the ball out. What's your impressions of Liam Walsh so far?
I think he's become a good all-rounder type player. I understand the comment of like the Barkley role, because he does, he always wants the ball. He's always looking to spray passes and dictate play. But I like that he gets stuck in as well and wants to make a difference. I understand that he's suffered a lot with injuries throughout his career, and Edwards saw him as a youngster at Everton with bags of potential which he hasn't quite reached yet. So from what I've seen so far, he's starting to show that he can be the player that Edwards saw all them years ago. So he's really impressive. Free transfer, can't go wrong.
Absolutely. And Mark, what about this attitude bit then that others have commented on? Is it fair to say it, Luton have missed the dark arts kind of player, and is Walsh your new you know what?
I mean, his passing range you can't deny, and we do take a risk on, not a risk, but we do, like people that have had bad injuries, we do take a chance on them, and he has got that little bit of extra that he's not the shy type, put it that way, and he'll definitely get stuck in, but he'll be backed up by his teammates, and I think that the fitter he gets, the more game time he gets, the more we'll see of him. But also his role Saturday was perfectly suited to having Nakamba on him. We've missed Nakamba so much, just to give us that little bit more security in front of the defence.
Absolutely, yeah. He's definitely a yellow card bet, isn't he, every single game? And then finally, 3 points in the bag on a tricky away day, especially with the form we've been in. Team is only going to get stronger now, says Nick. Chong and Walsh were very, very good. So, onwards and upwards, Dan, yeah?
Yeah, it should be. It's certainly something to build on. And I think when we're going into the international break, I think from a Luton persuasion, we were all hoping that we could come out of it and start in a positive way, and we've done that. So hopefully we can just build on that from now. The games are going to come thick and fast, and we've just got to be ready for it and carry on the momentum from Saturday. Just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings us nicely on to the next game. Sheffield Wednesday have not started the season at all well. They beat Plymouth 4-0 on the opening day, but since then have seen inexcusable performances put in against Leeds and others, and we've got a Sheffield Wednesday fan now to preview the next game. Let's have a look at our faux focus. Welcome, Glyn, from where the Owls walk across the Terrace Network. How are you, fella?
I'm all right, guys. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
We're all good here. All right, then, Glyn, give the Luton Town fans watching this some hope that this is going to be their next 3 points on Saturday.
Ask your goalkeeper to bring a newspaper, and he'll have something to do for 90 minutes. But no, I like I've just said on where the Wednesday walk. I think at some point Wednesday gonna turn up. I don't think Luton are giving me masses of confidence to say that they've got the ability there at the moment. Like, what is it? 2 wins in 20 games, albeit some of them Premier League games against your top teams. I'm not disputing that whatsoever. But winning breeds confidence, doesn't it? You've won your last game, fair play. Millwall are no mugs either, by the way. I'm not putting that down whatsoever. But I think at some point we're going to click, and I'm really hoping that that's against Luton.
Mark, what have you made of Sheffield Wednesday so far? You won't have watched all their games, but are they a sleeping giant in this league for you?
Well, I think like how they should have from last year, and the great escape from last year, that that should have given them a lot of momentum to go into this season. And as I've said before, like, it's only 5 games, so it's like teams don't settle down until 10 games. So and to get a draw, I know it was sort of losing it near the end, but to get a draw against QPR is a decent result. So there's no easy games in the Championship, and it's going to be a tough game. But I think the win on Saturday will just give us so much confidence and get that bounce back, and it'll be a great atmosphere Saturday.
Dan, which players does the Owls need to look out for?
Well, for us, I think Chong. I think he's somebody that everybody looks at, and he appears to be the most foul player so far. Everyone likes to kick lumps out of him because he's so gangly, he can turn and cause you problems. Adebayo, despite not scoring, he's still a pain in the backside for any defence that he's facing. So those two, I think, definitely.
Okay. And Glyn, what about the Luton faithful? Who's been impressing you the most?
What, for Luton or
no, for you?
Oh, for Wednesday, yeah. I mean, Shea Charles is you know, he's relatively new. He's only played a couple of games, but he's running the midfield really. Young and hungry, £10 million player. Ingleson, I think he's another one to watch out for, and I'm really hoping that Windass lights his fire and you know, he played really well, to be honest, on Saturday, and I think with Danny Roll dropping him the previous game, I think it's kicked him up the backside to get on his game. So it'll definitely be a good game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. You've sold out your allocation, I believe, as well, Glyn. Is that right?
It is, yeah. I mean, we always do, don't we? You know, I don't think we actually got a lot of allocation, to be honest.
No, it's not hard. You only get about 1,200, I think.
Yeah, it weren't many. Yeah.
Okay. Right, let's get some score predictions from you both then before we continue our trawl through your squad. Mark, you can have it for Luton, if that's all right.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I think we're due to get more than one goal a game, and I think this will be the game. So I think it's not going to be easy, but I think 2-0.
Okay, Glyn. I
think there'll be one goal in it, whatever the score may be. So I'm going to say 6-5 to Wednesday. No, 1-0 either way. I think we'll nick it.
All right. Okay. Love the confidence. Thanks for joining us, Glyn. All the best to you. Enjoy your trip. Enjoy your trip to Luton. And for you guys, let's have a look at let's look at some left backs, shall we? So we've done goalkeepers, we've done centre backs. Now we're looking at left backs and just how strong Luton are in strength and depth in this area. Dan, who's the best left back for Luton?
From those three, it's got to be Bell, because I think Doughty's more of an attacking left-sided player. Joe Johnson's still young, but he's got bags of potential. But Amari's seasoned in that role, and you can always trust him to do a job, and he's never let us down wherever he's played for us, and I think he's strongest there. Definitely Bell for me.
Does it shout to recruitment, Mark, that an injury to Bell and you are light? Is it an area that worries you, this particular position?
I mean, not necessarily. We've got people that can fit into different roles. I mean, I'd say the left-sided, I agree about Bell, but generally he's played quite a bit as the left. Like when we play 3 centre halves, he's the left-sided centre half. And although Doughty is more of a wing back, left wing back, then Doughty was a a massive thing for us to keep him in the transfer window, and he's the one that makes things tick. But yeah, Bell is Mr. Reliable in that position, and yeah, we've got people that can fit in. Johnson has just got an unbelievable future, and once again, he'll never let us down. So I'm not concerned about that position.
Okay. All right, then we'll tick that one off as no concern. We'll look at right backs next week, and we'll also be asking you who's the best right back that Luton have ever had. So get your thinking caps on for that one. Just before we finish, though, this week, I want to ask you about your August Player of the Month, but we do it differently here because we want you to think about the players that are unsung. So there's lots of players that have had their moments, and I'm sure you can think of a few that have already been heralded for that, but even though how poor the month has been for you, is there any player that you can think of that should deserve our unsung player of the month, Mark?
It's a really difficult one. Like I said, we've had a lot of injuries, and I think it doesn't really come into the unsung category because Ruel Walters has come in and hit the ground running, but Baptiste has also had a great start. He didn't play Saturday, but he's had the assist so far. So I think Baptiste is probably the unsung for me.
Okay, we'll go with that. Dan?
Yeah, I can't really say too different from Mark, really, because it was such a poor month for us. It's really hard to pick out somebody that's outstanding other than them two, really, because like I said, we had a poor month and we didn't really get any great results. So them two, possibly a shout for Jordan Clark as well.
Okay. If you can add to that, you know what to do. Drop a comment below. And if you haven't yet done so, we'd love you to press that subscribe button. You know where it is. Come on, press it. You know you want to. We're hoping to get to 30 or 40 subscribers by the end of this month. So help us out with that. Thank you so much, you two. Enjoy the Sheffield Wednesday game, and we'll see you on the other side. Cheers for watching.